Hello everyone, welcome back to forceGalaxy. Hope you are doing good. So today in this video, I have shared one Salesforce interview. Okay, so the questions are asked from the admin, asynchronous trigger, asynchronous apex and the trigger, and a bit from the components also. So please do not focus on the answers. Do focus on the questions and get an idea how the questions were used to ask in the interview. And if you have any query or any doubt regarding any question, do let me know in the comment section. Okay, so let's start with today's video and let me know if you have any queries. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so let's start. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name is, and apart from that, I work in Salesforce development section, both in admin and development. I am well known about all the migration tools and also Apex coding and Lightning too.
Okay, what projects you have worked on till now?
I work in two projects. One is for and another one is for and for the first one we create a management system for the customer details are there and what are the payment details like if they have pet or they have extra parking, like all these things are there, and there are some people are also working on the back where they all like all projects are going on. They're just maintaining all these details and to boost their business and boost their customer satisfaction. They are using some kind of business logics.
Okay, so how much you rate yourself in the admin part?
Yeah, out of five, I will rate myself four.
Okay, so have you worked on all the automation tools?
Yeah, kind of all. Yeah, it's 80%. I work on all automation.
Okay. Okay, let's first start with data security. Can you explain me data security in Salesforce?
Yeah, data security, there are the four kind of security so we can provide to manage our data security. Mainly we can say there are three type of like object level security, record level security, and field level security. Apart from that, we can mention these securities inside OWT and profiles, and these two are mandatory for all objects and or data security. And apart from that, we can use a role hierarchy to assign according to the role. If someone is on the top of the hierarchy tree, then they can relate to others record, others data. And apart from that, there are sharing rules, where in sharing rules we can share data from one group to another group. Huge amount of data we can set in that setting. And apart from that, there are manual sharings are also there, where we can share a particular data to a particular person based on a basics of condition.
Okay, using manual sharing, can we share data to with queues also or with user only?
Only user. Manual sharing only we can set to only users.
Okay. Have you worked on epic sharing?
Yeah, Apex. Yeah, I worked on Apex.
So if I want to manage the account for the account object sharing, so how I can do this using epic sharing?
Like if I assign something, like if I assign a record to someone, we assign some records to a particular group, and we want to manage them like according to the users inside that group, their roles are mentioned over there. We can manage through that in through Apex. We can mention with sharing or without sharing. by mentioning with sharing or without
Okay, we
sharing, we
work
can manage that.
in this epic sharing. We work on the account object itself, or is there we worked on any other object to share the things?
Yeah, any standard or custom objects. In any object we want.
Okay, what is account sharing object? Is there any object with account sharing?
There is not like particularly there is not a, account sharing is not a particular sharing option. Like there are other standard and custom objects are too.
So, have you worked on flows, or what type of task
Yeah,
you
I
have
worked on.
performed using this
Yeah,
flows?
if you want to show something on the screen, like in the UI section, if you want to show something, then we can go with screen flows, and after that, if you want to run something inside the background, like your user or any other person don't need to see that thing. That process need to be run in the background. Then we can use other automatic flows. Like there are record flows and there are certain facilities are there, like delete record, update record, and many more.
Okay, if you have given a task, and so how you will going to decide whether you go with triggers or you should go with flows?
uh, go with trigger or go with flow, um, like basically every undeleting things are not done inside the flows. Apart from that, everything done inside the, if we try to do some such kind of, like there are if we try fast inside the flow, if the condition meet, then we can go with flow, otherwise we will go for trigger. If there is an undeleted operation, then we can do it inside the flows. We mostly need to go for the triggers.
So only for undelete option, there is triggers are in use.
Yeah, I can say that, but if there are some inserts and updates are there also. Also, we can do these things inside the flows and also the trigger, but there are some conditions that are not inside flows, kind of things. I think only if there is undelete option, then we can go for trigger.
So if the
And
scenario is more complex, if the complexity is more, so would you go with the flow or with the triggers?
uh, if the no, if it's complexity, then I will surely go with triggers.
Why not with flows?
Because the because there are certain things we need to add inside the flow, like flow cycle. Like there are start and end option are there. In between there are lots of options are there, and we need to add a lot of things. Like for bulk DML operation, I will highly prefer for triggers rather than flow. Like if I want to update some bulk amount of data, then I will highly prefer trigger rather than flow.
Okay. So what are the best practices for to write a trigger?
Like avoiding DML operation inside the flow, and always used to write the code inside the trigger handler, and one trigger per single object, and yeah, all the, and there are I think two, three, four things are there. And always bulkify the code to, bulkify the code to uh, get always, like we always used to update some bulk amount of data, not single kind of data, so we need to go for bulkify the data whenever we create a trigger.
Have you worked on asynchronous epics?
Yeah,
Okay, what it is?
yeah, asynchronous apex is something like if you want to do something like they are running in clearly I will say, if I want to do something like don't wait for the next process, and I in the same time I want another process to be run. At that situation, we need to go for asynchronous. There are future methods and batch
Any
attacks
real-time
and
example?
schedule. Sorry.
Any real-time example?
Like real-time example, if I wake up in the morning and I have some tasks to do, like I have to brush, I have to get ready myself. After that, I have to take breakfast. After that, I have to take breakfast, and after that, I need to go office. And this is the process. This is the process. In between this process, I want to give my vehicle to a service center where it will take 3 to 4 hours, but my office shift are 8 hours, and the service center is near to me. So I can give that vehicle to the service center, and from there I can go to office. My office work will be done, and the service will be done at the end of the my office hour.
Okay.
So for the second one, this comes under the asynchronous, like multiple processes are going in a single time. Like processing
Executing
in a single time.
simultaneously, right?
Sorry?
Okay. Okay, if on account I have a field, okay, and on update
Okay.
of this particular field, I want to make a call out. So how do I achieve this?
Hello, like we can't make call out directly from the trigger.
Okay.
So we need to do it from the future by assigning future annotation. We can do that. We can we can write the trigger and make the call out from the future method, like by assigning a future method inside the Apex code. By that we can do a call out.
Okay. Have you worked on batch classes?
Yeah, base classes I want.
Okay. So can we call one batch class from another?
Yeah, we can call in the end of the in the end of the code, like after the finish section, we can assign another class name. Then we can do that.
Can I call another batch from the execute method?
Another base class from execute method,
Yes.
like from the first one's execute method or in the last.
From first batch
No, no, no.
apex. Why?
Okay. Yeah. Tell me. I didn't get it perfectly.
So there are two batch classes. So
Okay.
first, if first batch classes is run, and from this first execute method, I have called another batch class. So will it going to give me any error, or it will run successfully?
No. It will give error. After the first base class is done, then the second one will be done. The second one will for the next process, not from the middle of the process.
Okay.
First base classes will. Yeah.
So all the all the chunks will be run first. Then after executing all the chunks,
The second one will be run.
Okay. How many batch class can be executed simultaneously?
Our base classes in a single batch. How many records are you asking, or
No, not records. How many batch classes we can run? Is there any limit of we can execute 5, 6, 7, 8, any number of batch classes?
No. There are, I think, 20 batch classes we can run by one by one.
Okay, it's not 20, it's 5. Okay.
Okay.
Can
Sorry,
you?
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think I forgot about that.
It's okay. Okay, what is the maximum size of chunk?
Maximum size of chunk, like
How many?
2000 record on a. Sorry.
How many records can be executed in one chunk? Processed.
In one process, 2000 record can be chunked. Maximum 2000 record and minimum one.
Minimum one.
Yeah. If the execute section run one multiple like until the data get ended, then it will be 1 lakh per 1 lakh per single execution.
Okay, let me
Like
ask
1
you
lakh per
like
month.
this. Let's suppose I have 400 records, okay, and a
Okay.
batch class is run. So how many chunks will be created for this 400 records?
Yeah, it will be go under a single chunk because we can in a single chunk we can compile to 2000 records at a time.
What are the disadvantages or the lacking point we have for the future methods?
We can't call another future method from one future method.
Okay. For this, is there any workaround?
Sorry,
For this, is
is there
there
any?
any workaround or is there any another service which we can use?
We can use queueable and I don't think there is any other functionality out there. I am not quite friendly, but I can say there is not any other option to do that. By queueable, I think.
Okay. Okay. Have you worked on components, LWC and Aura?
Yeah, I worked on LWC component, not in Aura components.
Okay. What are decorators?
Decorators are I know that, but I am unable to explain these things. Decorators are there.
Okay. What are at the rate track, API and wire?
Oh, sorry. These are the decorator. These are the decorator. API is used to call some name and track and wire are there. Wire is used to do some actions and track is used to to assign some file like a subject names.
So if I want to use one LWC component property in another LWC, so the variable will be decorated as at the rate API or track.
I didn't get it.
So
Can you
there
explain
are
it
two
again?
LWC component, like suppose parent and
Okay.
child are there.
Okay.
So parent variable I want to use in the child component. So how do I do
Um,
this?
uh, by assigning these two inside a class, like inside a class sorry, not inside the class, not inside the class. Like inside the front end side, we can do it.
Inside the
Sorry, we can mention the parent class name inside the child's inside the child part. We can by assigning that we can do.
So here the variable will be decorated as at the rate API or at the rate track.
So at the rate track will be assigned there, not at the rate API.
Why?
Because track is used to uh, track is used to call some other JS file or other S objects because API is used to call like API names and all that.
Okay. So do you know custom events in LWC?
Uh, yeah, a bit.
Okay. Let please explain what you know in this. How we create or dispatch the events in LWC.
events. Events are
Okay, first please explain me the project you have worked using the LWC component. What work you have
yeah.
performed? Yeah.
Like we create some elements, components to assign inside the objects. Like some forms are there to submit some extra data and extract some to upload some documents or some PDF files.
So, have you worked perform any development part also in this, or only the UI part?
Yeah, inside that UI part, in development part, a little I work.
Okay. So, do you have any idea about LWC hooks?
No.
Okay. So as I've already shared with you in my previous video, like a trigger scenario will always be given by an interviewer to a candidate. So always be prepared to write a trigger code. Okay. So here the scenario which was shared with the candidate is to write a custom rollup. Account and contact are there, and you need to populate the total number of contact related to account on the account field. Okay, so the events which are used is the insert, update and delete. So whenever a contact is inserted, updated or deleted, you need to populate the total number of account or contact on the account field. So here solution I have not shared. So if you want to know the solution, so you can watch out my previous trigger scenario video in which I have explained the complete scenario. So the link I have shared in the description section. You can get it from there. Okay. So here a few questions were asked from the candidate regarding the trigger he has written. Okay. So okay, why do you want to create this trigger on after?
Because it like after insertion or after deletion, like if the user choose operation, like if he update the account, or if he delete the if he delete the contact, like after he saving, then the operation will be like the number will be increased, like the contact list number will increase.
Okay, to get the account, you need the IDs of the record, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what values you will get in this trigger dot is insert in the new list, old list, or in old map or new map?
Like in uh, uh, trigger that is insert the oppressor, whenever the user insert something, like we assign that thing here, like to understand that. And in old, like we are assigning that trigger, like the old ID, like the contact's old ID to be stored here, and the contact the new ID, like if we create something, then the new ID will be going to store here. So I need to mention IDs over there, but I didn't mention that.
Okay, what values you will get in trigger dot new list? Sorry, in new list and in the old list. What is the difference between both?
Trigger a new list and old list, like old list is old list is that if there are some old values, like if we use update operation, then there will be some old values are there. So that will be inside the uh, old list, and inside the new list, the new value we are going to input, or the new value going to input inside the record, that will be stored inside the new list. Like
Okay.
a bulk amount of uh, records are there, na, so we need to collect them inside the list.
Okay. Did you face read-only error in triggers?
Read only errors. Like i- yeah, if the we write something on a object, like on a object, and that particular user is not assigned to, like not assigned some kind of editing or updating inside their profile. So at that situation, we can get read only error, like that the user have only read option on the particular object.
So how we can avoid this?
Avoid this by assigning, by changing the profile menu, or we can change that by changing the profiles. Like if in OWT there is only public read only, then we can change it to public read and write, and after that inside the profile we need to give access of create read and write, create read and edit option. Then it will be done after writing the trigger. The user will be able to do.
Okay. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and do let me know if you have any queries or any suggestions. We'll meet you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.